Come, little lamb, to the slaughter with you.
Gamer Braves. What's up everyone, this is Wandermill from Game Braves. Now, I may spend a bit too much time on Twitter. However, today it has proven useful. So with Final Fantasy XVI coming out, the team have been putting out clips on Twitter to check out. And these clips have quite a bit of information that do need to scrub through a little bit. One thing I've been particularly interested in is the iconic abilities. As we covered in our last Final Fantasy XVI video, these are kind of like styles in Devil May Cry. And it's been largely assumed that you would be getting one set per icon in the game. We've already seen Titan, Phoenix, and Garuda. But the two that everyone's going to want to talk about are Odin and Bahamut, and that's the information we have today. Now, bear in mind, none of this is confirmed information. This is just the results of me scrubbing through the Twitter videos over and over again and using my gorilla character action brain to try and figure out how they're gonna work. Now, it's really interesting that they showed Bahamut and Odin together because their playstyles are actually very similar to each other. Both of them make use of two particular mechanics. The first one is a secondary bar that appears under your health bar once you switch to them, and the second one ties into their iconic ability. Both Bahamut and Odin, from the footage that we've seen, appear to be the equivalent of a stance character. Odin's iconic ability is called Arms of Darkness, and once he equips it, Clive's sword changes to look more demony. His attacks also become much faster and hit way more times when he's in Arms of Darkness stance. If you look over to the bar to the left, it also fills up the Zantet scan meter. If you look at the button prompts on bottom right, just above the UI, you'll see that he can do a Zantet scan by holding the attack button. This turns him basically into the samurai from 14. From this, it's pretty safe to assume that Odin is kind of a melee specialist summon. The point of Odin is to get as many normal hits as you can with Arms of Darkness to charge up the Zantet scan, and then you go do it. Unfortunately, there hasn't been any footage of the actual Odin fight, so we don't know what the rest of his iconic skills are probably going to be. But it's safe to assume that they will follow the template that we already saw with Garuda and Titan and Phoenix, and he'll probably have some sort of step counter or some kind of move for getting extra hits in. The next thing they also showed was Bahamut. Now, like I said, Bahamut and Odin seem to have very similar playstyles. While Odin has Arms of Darkness, Bahamut has Wings of Light. Activating Wings of Light puts Clive into the state where he gains wings and a tail, just like he always wished when he drew it on his notebook when he was 14. In the very brief moment that we see Clive in Wings of Light mode, he has two additional button options, a dodge and mega flare. You also notice that when he does the dodge, he gets the kind of like style points for it. Similarly, his gauge is also called mega flare. I don't know for sure what fills up the mega flare bar, but considering that Circle does the Macross Missile Massacre, I'm guessing that either dodging or using ranged magic probably fills up that mega flare meter, letting him do the big finisher. I'm especially sure of this because in the boss gameplay that they showed for Bahamut, Bahamut is out there throwing sword beams like he's Cloud in Smash. Considering that Bahamut and Odin are supposed to be the icons of light and dark respectively, it makes sense that he'd have a style completely opposite to Odin. The idea of an icon whose playstyle is all about chucking ranged attacks and then doing the big finisher makes sense. Do bear in mind again, none of this is confirmed. This is literally just, us going through a few seconds of Twitter footage. One thing I do really like is that switching between icons mid-combat is absolutely encouraged. In the Twitter clip that they show, Mega Flare gives you just enough time to switch to another icon so you can pile on the damage together. That's why you can see Clive in Odin form doing Zantet skin and then finishing off with the Mega Flare like the most stylish dude on the planet. There's still a bunch of icons we haven't really seen how their gameplay will work yet. I'm personally excited to see how Shiva is gonna work, just cause, she was one of the first icons shown off in the first trailer. I mean, look guys, it's a character action game. More moves are always cool, and the fact that they're willing to basically break their own rules, so to speak, by having additional meters and, differences in hold and normal button press attack, that's a really cool detail. And I'm really excited to see how that plays out. I honestly don't know how much more they plan to show before Final Fantasy XVI releases, because there's still quite a number of icons left, and if they really want to make them feel super unique, then that means we're gonna see some pretty wild stuff. There's also the fact of the secret boss fights. They showed a fight against Typhon, you can see that on Twitter as well. They've confirmed that there are no secret icons, but apparently there are just big jerks named after summons running around that you have to turn into Ifrit to fight. I'm really hyped for it, and I hope we get more information on those soon, because yeah, no, those look really good. This has been Watermelon from Game Braves. Take care, guys. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Don't forget to give us a subscribe if you'd like to see more, and like so we know what kind of content you want to see. Got suggestions for new content? Let us know in the comments below too. Thank you so much again for watching. Take care, dudes.